What is up, guys? It's Miggy, Miggey, and we're back at it again with another episode of Random Rambling. This episode is gonna be a bit of a random rambling inception. We're gonna be talking about random rambling here in this random rambling episode. So, what's the point, right? Basically, this episode is about random rambling. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about the backstory behind it. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about what it's gonna look like or what's gonna happen moving forward. Because there is an announcement after this. So let's talk flow. So basically, what is random rambling? After that, we're gonna talk about why random rambling, and then third will be what's gonna happen to random rambling. So starting off with the first point, what is random rambling? So, Random Rambling is a video series wherein we just talk about whatever topic I want to talk about. It's not necessarily talking about certain areas, certain fields. It's just basically what I felt like I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about. So, if we are currently, there's an upcoming one, but this is probably going to be released after the 13th episode. But if we're looking at it, it's basically whatever I felt like talking about. There was no flow, or there was no idea that I'm gonna be doing graphic design this day. I'm gonna be talking about this day. It's basically a cesspool of whatever ideas or topics I just wanted to talk about. That is why it's called random rambling. It's basically me, Miggy, randomly rambling about whatever topic I feel like talking about. So that is what random rambling is. But then I realized it started evolving. As we are currently how many episodes deep, and then I am noticing patterns already. So there are there's a lot of esports. There's a lot of let's see, content creation, a lot about branding, a lot about creatives. I realized that random rambling slowly started not looking so random after all. Basically, whatever I wanted to talk about, I talked about. But then they still were part of certain groups or themes or genres. And I realized random rambling has gotten to a point where things don't look as random as they seem. Things started developing, ideas started becoming more fleshed out, and it became a go-to signal for me to maybe start dissecting this anomaly or this event or this situation, because random rambling is no longer as random as I thought it was. And I guess it's an idea that or a theme that is something to talk about, because this wasn't about the viewer count. As you guys could see, there are some with only like 6 or 2 views. Some go over 100, some go over 200, almost 200, like episode 10, where we just talked about the MPL or Mobile Legends professional league in the Philippines. We talked about that, and there were a lot of people who liked it. And I'm not doing this for the views. So, what is random rambling? Basically, random rambling is a series of videos where I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not doing it for the views. I'm not doing it for to chase clout. I'm not doing it to strike while the iron's hot. It's basically, if I felt like making a video, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna talk about whatever topic I wanted to do, and that's what random rambling is. And then I realized the further I got into it, the more I started making my content. Because when was the first episode was ever released? It was June 30, 2025. And we are now closing in December 2025. We're entering the new year in a few days, or a few weeks, actually. And it seems like random rambling is becoming more than just me talking on and on about whatever topic I felt like it. Because suddenly there are niches or ideas where I can actually flesh out or make them a series of their own, which is a spoiler for whatever I'm going to talk about in the future of Random Rambling. So, I guess with that being said, I think I answered what random rambling is. So moving on to why random rambling. So I guess this is when it becomes a bit of uh, a learning process or trying out new experiences kind of thing. So why did I come up with random rambling? So basically, this is not the first time I started creating content. This is not my first channel. This is the first time I'm doing this as someone who comes from a perspective of I don't want to be forced into a space or be forced to a certain niche just yet. Because with how things are going, a lot of things can change. Suddenly you're passionate about one game, suddenly you're not. Suddenly you're into one scene, one genre, one industry, suddenly you're not. I wanted to make this random rambling, or why it came to be was because I wanted to find that space wherein I could just freely talk about whatever I wanted to talk about. And I use this as a lesson or a learning process because, as you guys know, or I feel like I've mentioned it in previous videos, I am trying to be a shoutcaster or an esports talent. And I felt the need that I needed to polish my skills. I needed to learn new skills to be better at the craft. And that's why Random Rambling came to be. I wanted to learn how to create videos. I wanted to learn how to speak or practice how to speak extemporaneously. And I wanted to talk as if I had a flow. I wanted to work on my tones. So Random Rambling was not just about me finding that safe space to talk about whatever topic I felt like. Random Rambling became a learning ground or stomping ground to understand the soft skills and the hard skills and practice them so that my shoutcasting or my esports based requirements are also practiced while I do this. So aside from you guys getting content, me allowing me to talk about whatever topic I want to, I am also able to generate and learn skills for the esports talent skill set so that I can better my craft. And honestly, it's been great. I feel like I've gotten better at speaking. I've gotten better at expressing my passions, working on my tones, and Random Rambling gave me that space to be better or to learn how to be able to do these things. As we all know, yes, this is not shoutcasting, but the space is very much alive. The way you talk in the mic, the way you address, the way you work on your tones, especially because some of you guys are just listening to these videos, not really looking at the the screen. So what happens is if I'm able to evoke a proper emotion without you guys needing to look at the screen, it means I'm doing something right. It means I'm working on my tones really well. So why did I make Random Rambling? It's because I wanted a space. I wanted to learn how to create content without being tied down to a specific niche. And I wanted to get better at my speaking skills, my English, my language, and with how many episodes we've gotten through, not just Random Rambling, even Game and Gab, I could see there are very much noticeable changes from when I first started to where I am at now. And that is why Random Rambling exists. It's not just a way to create content or push content to you guys, but it is also a way for me to hone my craft and be able to make better content for you guys as well. And that is why Random Rambling exists. So we've answered the what. What is Random Rambling? It is basically a bunch of videos of me just talking about whatever topics I felt like it, but to a point. Because we are now noticing, because I am now noticing patterns of what topics I want to talk about. And then why Random Rambling? Random Rambling exists because I wanted a space to be able to express these opinions, these thoughts, these ideas, and be able to hone my craft in speaking and in a way harness a wider skill set for jobs or opportunities I look forward to getting in the near future. So that is why Random Rambling exists. So now I guess it's looking like this is going to be a quick video, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about what random rambling is and what it means to me. And now we're moving forward. So, as I mentioned, we are now talking about Miggy, you're seeing a lot more patterns in the videos you make. We see that this is the type of videos you like making. These are the top types of topics you like talking about. What then? Random rambling is no longer as random as it used to be. Because if you guys have been an avid follower, thank you guys for the support. And I know that it's been a bunch of different or varying topics when you're listening to Random Rambling, because one day it's about creative block, the next day it's about Mobile Legends, and then the next day it's about Beyblade. So I know it's a bit erratic for you guys to be watching this type of content. So moving forward, since I've seen that there are certain niches in this whole experience, I want to be able to flesh that out and give you guys a more streamlined viewing or listening experience. So, with that being said, the future of random rambling is not so random anymore, because as we put it here, a bunch of the ideas or videos that I made on those channels or in that series fall into certain niches, and that is why I will be making video series about those ideas. So just wait on the branding, wait on everything else, but this is what the future holds for Miggy's channel and the Random Rambling series. So we are now going to be putting them in niches, or we're going to be making video series regarding those topics that have been prevalent in Random Rambling. So if you guys are reading along, I'm going to be breaking it down for you guys. So the future video series ideas, these are just the names. So these are pending. The first one is, of course, hobby hole. So we know that when we get into a hobby, it's a rabbit hole, right? When you get into it, if you really love it, you fall in love with it, you're just going to keep going and going and going. So hobby hole is going to be one of the series I'm going to be making. It's going to be basically about whatever hobby I'm into. So it's still going to be somewhat random rambling because you don't know what hobby I'm going to be talking about. But at least once you tune into hobby hole, you know it's going to be about hobbies. Mostly probably physical hobbies or tabletop hobbies. So these are things that are tangible. So video games will not be part of the hobby hole. And this is also part of the three prongs that I call myself. I am a content creator, esports talent, and hobby enthusiast. So we're going to have hobby hole. Next up is the breakdown. This is going to be more of like a podcasty thing, maybe. Chances are, hopefully I can get guests. It's going to be more podcasty. It's esports news and discussion. So it's not really specific to a game. But if you're very much into esports, you're going to enjoy the breakdown because we're going to be talking about esports titles, esports tournaments, not patch breakdowns, meta breakdowns during previous tournaments or existing tournaments. Game titles may vary because there might be some games that we are going to get into and they might be an interesting topic to talk about. And hopefully I can get guests for the breakdown. But yeah, esports, the breakdown is going to be satisfying that one prong again, the esports talent. So we're going to be talking about esports news and discussion in the breakdown. So we have our hobby hole for the hobby enthusiast, the breakdown for the esports talents, and of course, our roots creating content. So this is going to be about the creative process. It's going to be about branding, content making, and whatever's under the sun with regard to creating content. So this is my content creator aspect of Miggy, and we're going to be talking a lot more about logos maybe. Chances are I'm going to be talking about logos there. We're going to be talking about a lot of the creative aspects of creating content, as that is my specialty. As previously mentioned, that is my degree. I have a degree in information design, and creating content feels like it's my way to share you guys my insights regarding the creative process or the content making process. Last but certainly not the least, the last two already exist, right? So Game and Gab It's still gonna be game reviews and playthrough. I just put it there because I want it at least listed down on what exists in the current Migiverse video series line, right? So Game and Gab's still gonna be there. It's just gonna be us talking about a game while we play through it. And of course, if you guys are an avid viewer, if you guys like listening about random topics, random rambling will still exist. But this time, the topics in random rambling are gonna be topics that don't belong to any series yet. That don't have belong with that don't belong to any series yet. So what do I mean by that? We might suddenly get into a new field or new industry, and it seems like it's not big enough yet, or the topic is not big enough yet to have its own series. So that's where random rambling comes in. As long as we haven't defined the group or defined its series, it will be in random rambling. So if you guys have been an avid viewer, don't fret. Random rambling is here to stay because it is also my way to figure out and explore new avenues or new areas of ideas. So random rambling is still gonna survive even though we're gonna be having new ideas or new groups or new series. So again, random rambling is not gonna die because it is where this channel started. Yes, there are videos before we started the random rambling, but a lot of those videos just happened to be me randomly talking about whatever topic I felt like talking about, unfiltered and unscripted. And I believe it's only right to keep random rambling there. So again, I am Miggy, Miggy, a content creator. That's why we're gonna have a video series called Creating Content. Esports talent. That is why the breakdown exists for your esports news and discussion needs. And a hobby enthusiast, where Hobby Hole exists because we're gonna be talking about a lot of our hobbies or the hobbies we're into. Because a lot of things are changing, and I feel like this is something I want to bring to the channel. And of course, Game and Gab is still there because we are still a gamer at heart overall. Because it is a hobby, it is the content we make, and it is where the esports come from. And of course, if you guys still enjoy the series, don't fret. Random Rambling is here to stay. It's only that the topics that don't belong in any series will be put on there. And I think that's my quick and easy video talking to you guys about Random Rambling. So again, oops. What is Random Rambling? It is a video series about basically whatever topic I felt like making. Why did it exist? Because I felt like I needed a space to explore content creation and hone my content creation skills or my speaking skills and video making skills, of course. And the future of it is, as you guys can see here, the future video series idea is we're just going to be branching out from Random Rambling, but we're still going to have Random Rambling as a way to filter through topics and ideas that may very well become series on their own. So again, this is Miggy, Miggy, and that's my video section about Random Rambling in Random Rambling. If you guys like this type of content, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Those are very much appreciated. I'll catch you guys next time.